So as the thumbnail already might say, pause if you want to look at any of the code. It all actually should just work, and if it didn't, then you shouldn't be watching this recording right now. But otherwise, so I'll explain as we actually get into the run. I also need to reload the game, so I'll do that as I'm going through the code. But now that you've seen that part, essentially the use case is if you don't want to go for crits. But if I were to show you the meat of the code here, and I think I can show it out, yeah, that is all of the code from any action, any combat action used equip prizes. This is a crit that deals extra damage based on how much max stamina you have. So, where is the magic number here? Is it somewhere else? I thought it was here somewhere. Am I going absolutely? No, it's body max. Body max Trex, I believe. And if that's not right, then 3 different sources are wrong. And one of those sources being me just throwing things, because I did find just eventually just by guessing just the variable, but. Yeah, as we're getting into this here, all you need to know is that, hey, determine based on max stamina, extra damage, and then just do the actual damage. So, based on a roll, of course. I add the roll there as kind of debug, but as we get into the actual run here, I'm going to be very sad if this doesn't work, but if it does work, then, yeah, all you need to know is that you wouldn't be watching this video. So, actually, let's hit randomize, so at least randomize our stuff. Hey, Scars is going to work perfectly fine for us. As we get Yogatag, and also random item stats, which is going to be interesting. I forgot how much base damage this does, but I'm still going to set it to random. No, you know what? No, let's not use random item stats. So, as we get into, for timestamp's sake, Yogatag, Scars, Nurse Miku with a very different katana. Although, if you skip to the timestamps, basically, bonus damage based on current max stamina. So I did have something that was working proportional to max stamina or max reason. In this case, max stamina, but you'll see in a moment. And then I added a use there, again, if you skip forward, so that you can basically turn crits on and off. So, yeah, and then I'm turning it on. That way you see this line, and if not, then I will be, I need to fix that in code. But, as we get Takshi-san, second encounter, Strength Light, second mystery, maybe a knowledge check. This is going to be quite powerful. Even though with Scars we do less damage now because our max stamina is lower, it's still functionally a katana. So I did not need to add any downsides. This is a run that is on my side. We also now have Ghostly Spear. That hurts my katana damage, but if I need a bit more oomph, then so be it, right? But anywho, as we get Painting, Flood, Metamorphosis, never mind, Colt, Arcade, and Teacher. So Painting, Flood, Colt, Arcade, Teacher, eh? I think that is nearly 4. I think you can avoid Arcade's boss. Again, I don't remember. There are too many custom mysteries for me to remember, and I am developing one too many games, and literally just one game for me to actually remember. That being said, we can take Flood now. Actually, I normally don't take Flood, and the reason for... So this is your base World of Horror thing for the moment. Also, we just happen to perfectly hit it. We also get extra bonus damage, so we did 19 damage on that, because the bonus damage is half of your max stamina, I think, if I recall the code correctly. Because I just forgot what I was looking over. So, oh goodness. Nonetheless, though, I think we will just visit the forest to get the Theologist and move out. So, if anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, I'm just going to say this first, because the code at the beginning should work, but please test it out yourself. I know I don't have, like, a text file that you can just immediately copy-paste, but... and we also did not get a crit there, but it's perfectly fine. Did we just fight 2 enemies in a row, by the way? I feel like we did. Anywho. Well, there was probably an event in between. But anywho, okay, so what I was trying to say for base World of Horror stuff, if this is your first World of Horror video, that's a bit strange, but I'll live with it here, as I explained to you. So I don't like taking Flood first, and the reason for that is because you can rest during Flood. I should have actually still rested there, but I forgot to. So, oh, well, it's fine. We're just gonna swing really strong. I take a mystery, preferably a boss mystery, and then I take Flood. There is some risk there, and the inherent risk to immediately address is that if you're at like 1 stamina, 1 reason, and for some reason maybe even the Sweaty Assailant defeats you, but even after you defeat that Sweaty Assailant, you have to go through 1 school investigation. That investigation could end up costing you the run. So I'm shrugging as I say there is a little bit of risk there, but most of the time the rest that you get at the end of Flood, because there's no inherent cost in version 1.01, is worth it. And normally getting the damage researchers is not worth the events you're going through, usually. But that's kind of try-hard strategy, so if you want to try hard, I mean, sure. But anywho, we have Painting as well. Do I just go for all bosses just for funsies? Colt Arcade. So we have 3 Town Mysteries, 1 painting. And then we have Ghostly Spear as well. Yeah, you know what? Let's make this I'm gonna show, well, this is Katana Plus. This might as well just be called Katana Plus. But yeah, the katana is a very powerful weapon, and if you add anything to it without adding any downsides, yeah, you'll survive a lot more runs basically. But anywho, there is nuance in that. The nuance there is that if we're talking about base katana, getting the base katana is a pretty much a coin flip. Whether or not, if you are always going for katana in the middle of your run, you're pretty much, it's not 50-50, but I feel like it's 50-50, because if you're just investigating over and over and over until you get the katana, you have to go through all 3, I think how it works is all 3 outer world places outer world investigations, I call them. And so if you miss so for example, if you get the katana event the first time, but you don't get it, you have to go through the other 2 otherworldly locations. Oh, I call them otherworldly locations. I need to correct myself. Yeah, you have to go through the other 2 before you get the, get another chance. And you could just fail again. Again, this is a very, very specific situation to be in, but, I mean, if we're looking at katana as it functions as a weapon as a whole, also, we only have 2 reason left, so we definitely need to use, the thingamajiggy. Oh goodness, pain. Oh no, not like this. Also, there's a ghost enemy. Okay, we're gonna run. We did take Flood, and we do have a weapon to start, so it doesn't really matter as much there. But anywho, what was I saying? My goodness, I'm going crazy. We have to Ghostly Spear here, by the way. I think we have to do it like 3 times. This is not good, but we have to go for it. I think I have a throw option select as well. You can't throw the bottle of blood. We'll throw the flashlight. And yeah, we'll throw the flashlight. Yeah, anywho. I forgot what I was talking about. I was focusing on actually surviving, and now we do less damage with the katana, but oh yeah. So katana, yeah. It's a very specific situation in which if you're stubbornly always going for the katana, the inbuilt cost, quote unquote, I'm using air quotes to quote myself, is that, or kind of as emphasis, is that you have to find it basically. Period. That's the end of the sentence. But if you're a custom character that starts with it, though, you're a lot more powerful. Being able to deal 13 to 14 damage in a turn, basically, that's the bottom line, essentially, which the katana can do with the prep strong, allows you to save a lot more HP in general. Shrug, that's the end of the sentence. But again, more than a few custom characters I find start with the katana, which is why I feel kind of... I feel like it's an important thing to talk about. Also, our stamina, by the way. So this is kind of events and me, but we'll bear with it. Also, I wanted to use something else. I think it was the hospital. It was the hospital, right? Yeah, it was the hospital. We're gonna rest here. Might as well. We're in pain. Yeah, fetid fumes, but meh. But... And so, yeah. So, rewinding all the way back to the beginning of this topic is that if you have a katana... If you're making basically a blade white like weapon, use the katana as a baseline for powerful weapons in World of War, one of the powerful weapons, and balance from there if you care about balance. If you don't care about balance, do whatever you want. I'm just telling you that it's a thing. Also, I've been hitting quite a lot of crits. By the way, crits are, as it shows here, 15%. Also, there's no space between these parentheses, which is a little pet peeve for me, because I often use a very specific piece of code that was actually given to me by someone else that allows me to essentially structure the code as you saw at the beginning of the video. But anywho, we do have handcuffs there, but I don't think it really matters. We're really just going for a turn. Also, I need to put Sensor Bunny on screen. Yeah. We didn't get a crit, but would have been nice too. I don't think we actually would have defeated it though. Defeated the student. Am I going crazy? My grammar. Anywho, we have 7 strengths we can brace here. I could level up now. Is there a reason to? I don't think so, because we already have first aid, I believe. Yeah, we do. We'll level up though, just to be thorough. Yeah, adrenaline. I don't think adrenaline takes effect immediately. Check to see. Doesn't seem like it. 8, 6, yeah, no, it doesn't, because 8 times 8, 64, and brace is 165, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong there. I am just based off my own memory. That I can certainly remember, and I think dodge is 155, but I'm more likely to forget about dodge because, man, I don't care about that action. It sounds like I'm dunking on it, but I promise you, use dodge in your runs and become part of the 50%. So, yeah, off we go. Let's heal stamina, because our rests are now right in the trash. And Arcade or Colt? I think Colt's worse if I'm forced into the boss fight. We have 5 charisma, but you need, you need to fail this charisma check to get the ally that allows you to skip this boss fight. We are on scars, but now that we're past the 3rd mystery, I just took the handcuffs out again. Yeah, now that we're past the 3rd mystery, oh my goodness, the bonus damage pain. So, we should actually store the research notes. We do have Ghostly Spear, but any lower than anywhere 6 and lower might be bad for me because of the lighthouse. And I did forget my lighthouse. I also forgot my 2nd encounter. Again, Doom is not a factor here, so if we make it to the lighthouse, we'll be just fine, I think. Even with 2 mysteries left, we might have like 80%-ish Doom. And then we succeeded, so we actually have to fight this boss. I'm gonna grab the painkillers now. I don't often do this, and that's because I just forget grabbing the painkillers. But now that we need the stamina, I'm going to take it. I think I needed the stamina. Am I going crazy? Anywho. Really quick note, plus 10 experience, minus 1 Doom isn't actually that powerful either. I wouldn't say that's overpowered, but yeah, if you disagree, feel free to, because I understand that as well. Also, I can go for 2 strongs. Is it just off of Prep Strongs? I think you just need to do it strong, right? Yeah, you just need to do a strong. Unfortunately, we didn't hit the crit, and we also didn't hit the kick. So that was actually quite bad RNG, but meh, we'll work with it. So, we'll keep these painkillers with us for the moment, but could go for some cigarettes, but I'm not going to tree here, just to be safe. Also, that's right, we're on your got back, so my Doom could actually be higher at the end when we get to the lighthouse. But, yeah, so max stamina. That extra point may or may not matter, but any amount of damage is great, so hey, right? But anywho, as we get into this, okay, it's 2 reason. For some reason, I thought this was an all encounter, but hey, what's our accuracy? Actually pretty good. So we're going to split the difference here and just go for it. Hitting a crit would be nice, but we would need to hit 2 crits for it to matter here. So we're just going to swing for the fences and be on our merry little way. And I think watching the cassette tape is the way to fight the boss, question mark? Or is it destroy? No, it's destroy. So let's try and actually fight this boss to go for the whole shebang. And hey, 5 bosses in a row, unless I skip the boss. But I did try to skip Colt, but bear with me, right? So, as we have a bottle of blood, what do we get out of this? Nothing? So, I'm pretty sure that required the bottle of blood to be a pickable option. And what I got for it was basically a pseudo semi-boss fight. Also, rip no crits. Also missing the kick, because 90% doesn't matter. But, what did we get from that? How much experience did we get? Oh my sweet god. Okay, I need to never pick that again. So the reason why it sounds like I'm a bit frustrated, it's more funny than anything. But, so if you make the player go through and explore an option, and yeah, you can have like a few fun ones like that. But for the most part, if the player has to go through so many hoops, basically, because getting a bottle of blood is not going to happen in most of your runs, you should actually reward the player, basically, but that's just my little design. Again, do whatever you feel is fun for you, as I take 2 stamina damage to the face for pretty much no reason. And, yeah, we do have painkillers, but it would be nice to not do what I did there. Anywho, let's just gobble these now. We have a bronze crucifix from the thing. Okay, so it drops a bronze crucifix. This is helpful for ghosts. Never mind. If that encounter dropped the bronze crucifix, then forget what I said earlier. I wasn't looking at the items going in my inventory. That being said, it's not the greatest thing to happen in your run. Basically, finding a bottle of blood just to fight ghosts normally in most runs where you can just run away anyway. Also, wait, is there no ghost here? No, there's a ghost here. Yeah, just to fight ghosts normally is not the most game-changing thing, but it is game-changing. It's just not going to tip the scales, which it shouldn't. So that's why I said just forget what I said and just toss what I said into the ocean. So we're gonna heal stamina here, by the way. This is not great. Fast learner would have been great 5 mysteries ago, and by 5 mysteries I mean the beginning of the run, but okay, so wrong one. I was thinking of tape, not arcade is something different. I think you have to unplug the machine, right? Yeah. And it's 2 reasons, so never mind. Never mind. What's our accuracy? Actually, just full and complete. Oh my sweet goodness, you're taking minimum 22 damage, this arcade machine. It only has 1 power, so good reason why. But as we just slash it, yeah, off we go. I actually should have smoked the cigarettes here, but hey, Katana's powerful, and putting it on a thing like this, if I were to add this, not this, the max stamina effect or some kind of max reason effect that lets you deal more damage. I would have probably put it on a normal weapon, like 3 to 4 damage, 75, 85 speed. 75 might be too fast, but you get the point. On a weapon like that, it's not too insane. We just walk forward, by the way. I should have actually held a level up, but I have 10 strength, so I don't need to worry about losing more than I do. So, yeah, with the cigarettes, nearly. It would be great, but I think this is based on dexterity. Yeah, if it was based on strength, we would definitely have been able to fit 2 strong attacks, but we'll deal. So, yes, Takushi-san has nothing he can do to stop me. Try as they might, basically. I guessed there, by the way, 25%, but yeah, not really much else to say. Just to get a little video out, and I guess the series isn't really just going through all these small items I've did before, but kind of compacting them into a nice little series where I can basically just showcase them. But as I think I took Flood into painting, right? Because I just decided to go like, ha, I have a katana. That being said, it's not like I hit that many crits. Did the crits matter anywhere? I think like in 2 fights at most. So really, this is just a katana run, but that's not to say that you can't do interesting things. Again, please feel free to use the code. It's not like it's locked to me or anything. If you actually want the code snippet, then just contact me. I'll give it to you. Otherwise, if you have any other comments or questions or anything else you would like to say, you know what to do. Otherwise, if you want to support me monetarily, just wait for me to complete a game. Anything I make will be made. So yeah, I don't want to say more unless it's one of those videos. Thank you for watching. See you later. Bye!